Hello and welcome to my Xcelsius.com videos. My name is Kalyan Verma. In this video I'm going to show you how to use Trend Analyzer component in Xcelsius 2008 to create a trend line. The Trend Analyzer component comes as an out-of-box component in Xcelsius 2008. This component analyzes the data selection and provides an additional data series that can be plotted to display a trend line. For this example, I'm using a user guide sample. You can always find the user guide samples under File, Samples, click the user guide samples under Category, and you can see all the items. This is a great place to learn the basics of Xcelsius. But for now, we're going to create a trend line from scratch using Trend Analyzer component in 2008. Before proceeding with any Xcelsius 2008 model, you need to import an Excel data. For that, I already have an Excel data file ready, so I'm gonna go and import it. Either you can use the data tab from the menu, or you can use the small icon to import the spreadsheet. My practice is to use the small icon here, so I'm going to click on the import spreadsheet, and I have a Trend Analyzer spreadsheet ready. I import it to my Xcelsius model. As a best practice, I have created two sheets within my workbook. One for the labels and one for the data. Let's have a quick look at the data which we're going to use for this example. For that, we simply change the view from workspace to spreadsheet. We're going to use the stock price data from 2005 and 2006 and plot a trend against the price. So we have 2 years data, and we're going to see how it trended during those 2 years. Let's switch back to our workspace mode so that I can see both the canvas as well as the worksheet. And for this example, I'm going to use two components. One is a chart on which I'm going to show you the trend. So we will use a combination chart to show the actuals as the column chart and the trend as the line chart. And we're going to use a trend component, the Trend Analyzer component, which you can always find under Other category. So first, let's bind the actual data to our combination chart. Let's give the chart a title. We already have the titles in the label worksheet, so we will simply select the title cell and bind it to the chart title, and bind subtitle by month, and bind our actual data by adding a series as price, and then selecting the Y values as the price and the X-axis labels as date. There we are. We have a basic column chart. They look stacked together, so let me do a little bit of formatting here for a better view. There you go. This looks better. Now let's bind some data to the Trend Analyzer component. I'm going to select the Trend Analyzer component and go to its properties, and I'm going to let the Trend Analyzer component know which data to pick from. So I'm going to select the price data. I'm asking the Trend Analyzer to analyze my price data and give me a trend. You can choose from any of these 5 different trend types. In this example, I'm going to choose linear, and I'm going to ask the Trend Analyzer component to insert the analyzed trend into the trend column. Now that's done. So the next step is to create our trend line. Since we are using a combination chart, we can always create different types of charts within a single chart component. So I'm going to add another series. I'm going to name it, I'm going to bind the name to the trend cell, and then I'm going to give the Y values as these inserted values from the trend analyzer component. Now you might have noticed that you don't see a trend line yet. Don't worry about it. Let's see what it does if we do a preview on this. There you go. Two things to note. The trend line is displayed, as well as the trend analyzer component is gone. So the trend analyzer component is basically for design mode, where you can bind your data and select your trend type, etc., etc. Whereas when you go to the preview mode, it actually executes the functionality and shows a trend line. And this line is from the destination cells on the trend column. So that's it. If you want to export this, you can always go to File, Export, and choose one of your export modes. That's all from the trend analyzer component. Use this wherever required. Thanks a lot for watching.